Hello trainers, welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go. So this past week, we actually hit Legends. Not a surprise because we actually used a team that was very similar to what we've used prior seasons. Instead of Lapras though, having Gallade as the lead and Fetch as the switch or closer, but having instead Lapras, we have the good old Walrein. Walrein is ranked number 1 and 2 through PV Poke in Ultra League Premier Classic. This was the team. Basically 2 days got me 430 points, give or take. We finished off the stream, I think, or at least the highest of the highest we've gotten so far was 3078. We started from 2623 if I'm not mistaken. So we climbed really quick, really fast, without a doubt. Knowing that Walrein being number 1 and 2 ranked in PvP for Ultra League Premier Classic, there's going to be a lot of teams that are either going to have Walrein or have counters to Walrein. So without a doubt, we're going to jump into these battles. I'm only going to showcase the last 2 sets. These last 2 sets, I believe I got 2 5-0s, so we easily crossed over Legends without a doubt. But jumping into these videos, we're going to commentate and just see what's changed in the meta. So I was going to say, because of Walrein being top meta right now, or the most popular Pokemon in those first couple days, we haven't really seen any Dragonites, Dragons, Charmers, and besides this one battle right here, and a few other random Pokemon that would actually give this team a lot of trouble from what we've seen from prior videos and prior seasons. But not really having those relevant right now in those moments when we were having these battles for those couple days, the team flourished really well. So just a recap with this team, like it was in prior seasons, I've used to climb really easily, or at least for a lot of points. Lapras in the back, or Walrein in this case, treated it the same way. It's basically its second or third shield, and then some situations we would actually have Walrein come up against with like the Trevenants, because we have a Trevenant and Walrein core that was very common. So having Walrein with the legacy moves from its recent community day, Powder Snow and Icicle Sphere, it helped really well with the Trevenants, and then with like the Crobats, the Needle Queens, and the few other Pokemon where we really needed the Ice type, where that was the surprise factor with Lapras. It was working out really well in this case with Walrein. So having the shields, like the extra shields, the extra HP and bulk, because actually Walrein and Lapras are pretty much the same in product stats. Walrein, I think, was about 10 points more in the attack. I think it was like a couple points more for defense, but it was a little bit lower in HP. I think between like a level 40 and a maxed Walrein, I think Lapras has 20-25 more HP than the Walrein, but in terms of its moves, it has more coverage with Earthquake, and it gets to those Icicle Spheres really quickly. So in many situations, you will see how it just worked out really well with Walrein, and we just had a really good time. I felt like this time around with Ultra League Premier Classic, with Walrein being in the top meta, it just felt like the battles were just a lot easier with this team. So haven't commentated the battles just yet, but as you can see, in a lot of situations, I would sometimes switch into Walrein just to bait out the fighters, so then Gallade can come in and farm and then have energy. And then usually in most situations, once shields are down, Surfetch can come in and either Brave Bird or Leaf Blade, depending on the Pokemon that we're up against. So it was just, again, a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. I think because we have another week of Ultra League Premier Classic and we have GBL Day on that Sunday, we're going to see how much we can push to maybe leaderboard status, just to say, hey, we did it again, and then we maybe would tank or just keep it easy. But nonetheless, let's just commentate. We're pretty much like one set in already. So Crobat in the lead, we typically shield. I do throw, so I don't have to shield again if they throw another Poison Fang. I think we can technically farm down, but I just want to maintain a little bit of health, because usually we have fighters that are in the back or Pokemon that would like to farm. But in this situation, we have S-Cav and we able to throw the close combat. Surprisingly, they don't shield. Usually they do, but in this case, we farm all the way down and we see a Poliwrath in the back. And then this is pretty much a GG. Well, not a GG's in this situation, actually. This was a very interesting matchup, what we ended up doing. So we'll just let it play out and see. But basically, we got the 2 shields. This dynamic punch just barely knocks us out. No, it does knock us out. So we're in a little bit of a pickle. As you can see, we're thinking what we're going to do. So basically, we have to catch a dynamic punch. So we're going to farm right up to the EQ, and then we switch and we actually catch the good old dynamic punch, and we come back in. They were trying to catch as well too, and that didn't happen. So things are just working out really great for this match, and we actually win with the EQ on the Poliwrath, and we win this match. So Poliwrath, it was another popular pick during these couple days because it has an answer to the core breaker between Walrein and Trevenant. So up against an Obstagoon lead, this time around playing these battles, the Obstagoon leads are being a little bit more tricky with their switches. So we have to catch and see what happens. Usually try not to throw the close combat or the leaf blade. But in this situation, if the Charizard got the close combat, would have been completely fine. So in this situation, when there's an Obstagoon lead and then there's a Charizard in the switch, we always not shield our Walrein because the Obstagoon is going to come back in. We're matched in shields. We're going to chip with damage here, and then we're going Surfetch and just farm all the way down. In most situations, we got to watch out just for the amount of charged energy that an Obstagoon have, because sometimes legend players or the people like to be a little bit spicy and throw a Hyper Beam. But if they throw really quick, you know, it's just a Night Slash, and that is that. So this is a double fire team. So luckily our Gallade has a good enough defense and HP product stat that we can survive 2 Night Slashes easily. I've been playing so many battles, so I am very used to and comfortable knowing I don't have to shield if I don't need to. So in this case, we had a Leaf Blade banked for Gallade, and then we have enough for this other Leaf Blade. They're definitely going to have to shield, and then they're going to have to throw because we can easily counter down, and then we come back with our Gallade and we actually Leaf Blade and we win this match GG's. So again, another close match. Usually with this team, there's a lot of close matchups because, as you may or may not know, Gallade and Fetch, they're very glassy. They hit hard, but man, oh man, they're glassy. So up against a Swampert lead, we don't usually see this so much, and we don't usually see them switch this quick, but they caught the Leaf Blade on the Muck. In this situation, we can win in the back with Walrein or Surfetch. So in this case, this is a perfect opportunity to farm up on energy. So we have 2 Leaf Blades for the Swampert if they intend to bring it back in, but they have an S-Cav, and I immediately went to Leaf Blade thinking that maybe it would have been something that wasn't an S-Cav, but we're perfectly fine. In this situation, we have to shield, and then we just immediately throw the Leaf Blade, and they switch into their Swampert, and they don't shield. WTF moment. I really don't know why they did that switch. Maybe they thought we're going to throw a Night Slash. They didn't have to throw up a shield, but it is what it is, and we win that match easily. 29-89. We just need probably a 3-2 for this, but we don't go for the 3-2s. We go for the easy 5-0 wins. So here we go. Poliwrath in the lead. Perfect for a Gallade. Walrein comes in. Perfect for a Surfetch. In this situation, I've been messing up on the counting, but we usually want to try to, throw the Leaf Blade before they get to their second Icicle Sphere. But in this situation, we just farmed with a little bit more extra, just so if they bring in their Poly, we have enough energy for the good old Leaf Blades. But they bring in an S-Cav. They don't, I was about to say, they don't respect the Brave Bird, but they do. They actually shields, which is completely fine. In this situation, we have to bring in our Walrein because it's a much comfortable situation for our Gallade versus our Poliwrath from our trainer. So we just chip away in this case because we just want to see how much energy we can actually farm with Gallade, because they're not going to immediately switch into their Poliwrath. So again, we're just chipping. We actually get the last shield, which is perfect. We kind of delayed swapped there, which is not really the best situation, but we're still pretty comfortable. As long as Poliwrath doesn't have Scalds, we're in a very good position. But in most situations, they're going to have Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch, and then they just top left and we win that match. GG's. So moving on to the next battle, we have a legend player ready. Kingdra in the lead. This could be a little bit tricky. Sometimes I kind of play around between if I want to go close combat or Leaf Blade. In this case, I just want to go close combat, and they don't shield. So we snipe and throw in Surfetch. They're a Pokemon down. In this situation, I just wanted to chip because Gengar could be very tricky with Gallade in terms of just energy and just damage, pure damage. So we're just chipping away. We do get a shield, which is perfect. I think they're just building up to the point where they can go back-to-back Shadow Punch if we end up wanting to shield, but we don't. So in this case, we're going to come in with our Walrein because we don't want to go up using shields with our Gallade against the Gengar. I think we would have needed 2 Confusions to knock it out, but we just ended up not doing that. So they had a Focus Blast. I just want to maintain health on our Walrein in this situation. So luckily we caught the Focus Blast. And then we have a Typhlosion here, which is not looking too good. They do throw, which is really, really good. And then in this case, we have to call to see if it's a Solar Beam. But in this case, it's actually a Blast Burn. And then we just go to the EQ, but they top left and GG's with this match because we can EQ here. And then we can get to an Icicle Sphere before they get to a Focus Blast because they probably have a Shadow Punch, which we saw from the Farfetch. Moving into this battle here, we have a Nidoqueen in the lead. These are pretty comfortable leads for us for the Gallade, even though it's chipping away really, really quick. We don't shield the first Poison Fang. I was wanting to see if we can get to sniping the Nidoqueen before they throw the Poison Fang, but we were not lucky in this situation. However, they bring in a Poliwrath, so this is actually looking really great for us because we can actually shield, even though it could be a nice punch, but it is a Scald, which is really, really great. We can actually farm all the way down, and then we can see what they have in the back, because sometimes they're not going to bring in their Nidoqueen, and it is a Walrein, so this is even looking perfect for us. So we just throw these Leaf Blades. They're going to most likely double shield, but what we're going to end up going to do is bring in our own Walrein because it is dead weight in this situation. So they have to dump energy. They don't have really any wins comp here. I'm joking around going with Icicle Sphere just to see if we can get the shield, and we actually get it, which is perfect. Now this is an easy win for us because we're not going to shield whatsoever with our Walrein. They bait, and we catch the bait, and they top left, and GG's there in that situation. Another legend in this match, we have a Slowbro, so this could be a little bit of a tricky situation because we have to keep our Gallade in this situation, and we have to throw the Leaf Blades. Time it out right so we can deny the confusion damage, because the confusion damage from good old Slowbro is just chipping us really, really bad. And here we go. We're going to another Leaf Blade, and they actually double shield. So now this is looking really, really good for us. We are going to shield because we want to get to the other Leaf Blade if we can. And we actually do. I don't think this is going to knock it out from this health range, and it doesn't. So they actually throw in the situation. We're going to let it go. We're going to come in with Walrein. We're going to start farming down, but they bring in their Poliwrath. And we immediately switch into our Surfetch. We're going to, again, throw the Leaf Blade, shield whatever that they're going to probably throw, and we're going to farm all the way down. So Dynamic Punch comes in, perfect for us because now shields are down like we always talk about. We can bring in the Surfetch, we can Braver whatever it is in the back. It's probably a Walrein for all I know, but they top left again. And we win that match. GG's. So coming into another legend player, we have a Charizard lead. We can attack Charizard, can be a little tricky, but we can still manage in this situation. They go immediately into the Blast Burn. In this case, I was feeling it out, thinking that they're going to not bait. And then we go with the close combat here. They actually don't shield. And then we switch into our Walrein. In this situation, we build up to the Earthquake. We're going to see if they're actually going to throw or not. I thought we actually survive a cross shot from this range, but we don't. So it's sadly we lose all that energy, but this is going to be a lot of energy for the Gallade now. And in this situation, we're going to definitely shield, even though we're going to be down 2 shields. Surprisingly enough, this is a payback, but this is working out really, really good to our benefit because their Charizard's really low. Gallade has a lot of energy, and we know that Surfetch can actually pressure shields as well too. So we have an Ampharos in the back. So we come into our good old Surfetch. We get to another Leaf Blade just to chip away with damage or get the last shields. They hold on to their shield. In this situation, we're thinking that maybe they have a Focus Blast, but they end up not throwing it, which I'm very, very confused. Maybe because they want to see if they can get energy left for the Gallade, but in this situation, we farm all the way down. We don't catch the Leaf Blade onto Charizard, and we win that match. GG's. So again, 2 5-0s in this situation. Things were working out really, really good for us. From our last set, or our last stream that we had before we hit Legends, we actually hit 3 5-0s. So we climbed really, really high in that situation, and we did a pretty good job. So, like I said, this team was very, very viable in this league during this meta. The first couple days were just easy wins, just knowing the team comps that we're up against, because majority of the time, people were trying to find teams or creating teams that were trying to beat Walrein. And when we had Walrein and Trevenant together as the core, as long as we had a decent lead for Gallade and we can actually win those switches in the lead, then things were working out really, really good in the back. So I do recommend using this team if you do want to climb. Like I said in prior videos, when we had Lapras instead of Walrein, you just got to be a little worry about moves and health with this team. Like I said, Gallade and Surfetch are very, very glassy. I utilize Walrein again for the shields, the extra shields for, you know, the damage, the extra punching bag damage for Walrein itself. And as long as you keep Surfetch and Gallade with good energy management and at least enough health, and you're just conscious of how much you can take with fast moves, without a doubt, you can cause a lot of damage to whatever it is in the lead or in the back for those matchups. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys in the next video. We're going to be trying to throw some extra shorts. So thank you again for watching, and until the next video, peace.